America 250 is looking like America 1950 in D.C. What is this? What's going on here?
Reclaim America! Reclaim America! Reclaim America! Reclaim America!
You have a black woman right here sitting on the metro, surrounded by Patriot Front members. They have their faces covered. Here's another look at the same picture. If you're so big and bad, why you gotta cover your face? Here they are marching. A self-proclaimed white nationalist organization marching in downtown D.C., Chocolate City, feeling very welcome in Trump America.
This photo will forever go down in history on this day. Check out this picture. This is a black woman sitting in the midst of nothing but white supremacists who took a march around D.C. today, yelling racial slurs, yelling white power, yelling we're taking back our nation. This black woman sat right here in the middle of them while they're scared to show their face. They're scared to show their identities because they know as soon as they show it, it's over. You cowards. People, do you see what's going on here? My people, do you see what's going on here? It's not over. It's never been over. As much as they try to make it seem like things are so far in the past, we deal with this stuff every day. But this woman right here, this is what we on. It's nothing but smoke. We don't care who you are, because 9 times out of 10, you're the scared one.
These twat waffles are at it again. They are marching to D.C. with the rally call of Reclaim America. The Patriot Front is a well-known white supremacist group, which were very present during January 6th. These are the same guys that were complaining about masking up during the pandemic, talking about don't tread on me, my body, my choice. But yet clearly, they're not afraid to mask up to show their hate. You know what this looks like to me? This looks like white, fragile masculinity. These derps are afraid of rainbows and sprinkles. They're afraid of tampons in bathrooms. They're afraid of women holding power or women having rights to their bodily autonomy. Shit, they're even afraid of their own shadow because their shadow is black. They're trying to play the victim as if they've been oppressed since the birth of this nation. What is there to reclaim when the white man has been in power since the birth of this nation? They want to get rid of blacks and browns, people that don't look like them, immigrants who are willing to work the fields and pick the fruits and vegetables that they eat at home. They think that all brown people that cross the southern border are Mexican. They villainize that culture, but then they want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. They want to eat tacos and burritos and drink fucking Dos Equis and Coronas. But what is there to reclaim? These guys are just afraid of becoming the minority because of how they treat minorities. Now they're scared. This is what Trump derangement syndrome truly looks like. If you're gonna stand 10 toes down on what you believe in, then take off the fucking mask and say it with your full chest.
White supremacists be like, we was conquerors and slave owners and shit. No, your ancestors were illiterate cousin farmers. And the people who you claim to be descended from were also cousin savages that wreaked havoc across the world for economic gain. And most pathetically of all, here you are in the 21st century espousing the beliefs of racial hierarchy. You're a modern working class person under the delusions of fraudulent 18th century science. That is genuinely so pathetic.
This is a picture that every American should see today for our nation's 250th birthday. It was just taken by Reuters on the DC Metro, and it's all of these different white nationalists who are part of the group called Patriot Front surrounding this woman, a woman of color, on the DC Metro. All of these cowards that you see in this photo are marching in DC right now as I'm filming this, carrying Confederate flags. They're covering up their faces because they don't want to own their racist beliefs. They just want to say them behind a mask. And the fact that this woman is sitting on the metro, surrounded by these freaks, and she's not moving, she's not getting up, giving them her seat, is a beautiful small act of resistance. And by the way, she has more courage in her thumb than any of these losers do in their entire bodies.
Because the point is to say, we will take the least qualified white man and make him the equal of your best qualified genius. And we will say that your genius, your Obama, with all of his learning and all of his degrees, is never going to ever be better than our TV host from The Apprentice. And that is a statement of saying that it's natural superiority, that Trump can come off The Apprentice and be the equal or the superior to your
4th of July was meant to be a very memorable day, but on a very sad note, it became a very bad day to remember the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. As you could see, white nationalists going around chanting racial slurs and names and calling, and we're heading to Washington. And these people who call themselves white nationalists are bringing shame and reproach to what the United States stands for. And it's so sad that this kind of thing is happening under the Trump-led administration. And this is what the black community has been complaining all around. What was like hidden or was embarrassing is now coming to full light and is gaining momentum and weight. If you are coming across my YouTube channel, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Please hit that subscription button, hit that notification button to subscribe. If you are an old subscriber, thank you for doing what you do by standing with us. All credit to the original content creator. We have some more videos to give to you, and at the end of it, we'll come to give you analysis. So hang in there.
The DC Metro, just trying to get somewhere on 4th of July. Outside, the city is celebrating America turning 250. By an administration you're acutely aware emboldens racists, supports white nationalism, and celebrates hate. The doors open and you're surrounded. A wall of masked white men floods the car. Navy shirts, khaki pants, tan caps, Confederate flags. Well, for a black woman photographed in that exact car today, it wasn't theoretical. It wasn't a headline. It was her body boxed in by men who believes the country isn't hers to occupy. This image, a black rider cornered in public transit by mass extremists, is extremely representative of the nation and is a microcosm for Trump's administration. The men on that train belong to the Patriot Front, the group born out of the wreckage of Charlottesville Unite the Right rally back in 2017 when Trump said they were very fine people on both sides. After that rally's backlash, the group's founder, Thomas Rousseau, understood that he couldn't use a swastika. That's too outright. That's too in your face. So the symbols changed and they started using the Betsy Ross flags, the red, white, and blue shields, the language of lineage and birthright. What didn't change was the goal. A white ethno state built on the exclusion of black, Latino, and immigrant Americans. Why do they feel safe enough to march unmasked confidently into a federal holiday chanting "Reclaim America" blocks from Union Station? Because extremism doesn't grow in isolation. These sentiments have been permitted from the top down. When political rhetoric at the highest level flirts with the Great Replacement theory, casts immigrants as invaders, and treats multiracial society as a problem to be solved, the rhetoric doesn't stay abstract. White nationalists don't hear policy. They hear that, oh, what we believe is a green light for us to enact this in real life outright.
They fought for a nation that was proud of its heritage, that was unashamed to say that America was built by and for the descendants of the European race, that was unafraid to say that we have a culture deeply steeped in the Anglo-Saxon traditions of our forebears.
That validation is exactly why Patriot Front has grown reportedly past 540 members nationwide while perfecting a specific tactic, the flash march. Sudden, choreographed, built for the camera, not for community. They don't march to persuade anyone standing in front of them. They march to manufacture footage, dominance theater for the algorithm. So when someone asks why America keeps circling back to race, the answer isn't in the textbooks. It was riding the metro through the nation's capital this weekend. For millions of Americans, race isn't a debate club topic. It's a body pressed against train doors, a face held still while men in masks film their own myth. The masks are old, the choreography is new, but the project is the same one it has always been, deciding out loud and on camera who gets to count as an American.
Flag! That's about it. We're good. Reclaim America!
And it is damn near 100 degrees in DC. I hope y'all pass out.
Matter of fact, I don't even have to hope y'all pass out. Y'all probably will pass out because it's hot as hell. And y'all are choosing to be racist and march down the street saying bullshit. And furthermore, if it's something so innocent, if you're just proud to be an American, you're just celebrating the 250-year birth of America, why is your face covered? Reveal yourself. Show who you are. Why are you covering your face marching down the street? Like, I really wish that we could come together, because I feel like if we could, we would fuck shit up. And I feel like they constantly do this because we do not stick together long enough to actually fuck shit up. And so they do bullshit like this. Why are you choosing violence on a day? Why? Just like enjoy your 4th of July, go about your business, be happy. And it's so funny because when Juneteenth came around, everybody was talking shit about what we was gonna be doing and how we was gonna be acting. Meanwhile, we wasn't bothering nobody. We didn't give a fuck about y'all. We wasn't thinking about y'all. We was just over here chilling, vibing, having fun, doing whatever we was doing. But on y'all day, this is what the fuck y'all choose to do. If only we could come together. If you in a DC area, stay fucking dangerous, because they out here in some bullshit.
100 masked white supremacists descended on Washington, D.C. today, calling for a total Aryan victory. Here is some video from Mitchell Miller of WTOP.
Reclaim America! Reclaim America! Reclaim America! Reclaim America! Reclaim America! Reclaim America!
The group carrying Confederate flags is called Patriot Front. Now, Donald Trump, as you know, is no stranger to white supremacist groups. The Proud Boys and the KKK protested at Charlottesville in 2017 and famously killed a woman driving their car into her. Trump at the time said there were good people on both sides, referring to the white supremacists and the pro-civil rights protesters. The Proud Boys also played a key role in January 6th in the insurrection, and one of their leaders, Enrique Tarrio, was convicted of, I believe, 22 years in prison for seditious conspiracy, only to be pardoned completely by Donald Trump. Oath Keepers was another group at January 6th at the insurrection. Their founder, Stuart Rhodes, was also convicted of seditious conspiracy, and Trump let him go as well by commuting his sentence. Finally, on September 29th, 2020, Trump was called on to denounce the Proud Boys. Instead, he responded, "Stand back and stand by," which to many people sounded like he was saying, get ready to go into action and do something violent. Well, what happened a few months later? They stormed the Capitol along with everybody else. And then what happened? Trump pardoned and commuted all the sentences of these folks. All in all, Trump pardoned or commuted about 1,600 sentences of the insurrectionists on January 6th. About a third of them had attacked police. And then Trump tried to set up a fund, as you know, for almost $2 billion to give money to the people who tried to violently overthrow our government. That at least has been put on hold, but we need to keep.
This is so sad to see. It looks like the image of a state-sponsored terrorism where the government is giving certain concessions to people who are pushing an agenda that does not represent the true image of America in 2026, and the president is silent about it. And this is what people have been complaining about. This is what the left has been speaking out against. These kinds of behavior, these kinds of attitude, and the government of the day is silent. And this is so sad to see, considering the role that America plays in international politics and its neighbors and allies. And so they usually say that when America sneezes, Europe catches cold. I think these kind of move have a way of having a ripple effect across the globe and the continent. So I want to know what your thoughts, your opinions are. Let the conversation begin in the comment section. See you on my next video. God bless you.